Hello, and good evening. Welcome back to another R2 midweek market update. So we're actually going to be covering a few different topics tonight, including everything that has happened with the Essence token. Also, we do have a contest winner for this week's skin giveaway, so make sure you stick around for that. We've got all that coming and more. This is R2 in the Know, and let's get into it. As you know, we're getting closer to the majority of people who want to dump the token and leave the project running out of tokens. This is evident in the last week and more so the last 24 hours of the trading action. Before we talk about that, we do want to note that Ethereum is only up about 0.90%. And why is that relevant to the recent price action? Simply put, Essence is not just moving with its host chain, it is creating its own action. It is the direct result of less people pulling their Essence off the site and dumping it onto the market. Combined with the buys we've all been making, finally starting to add Ethereum back to the pool and replenishing the liquidity. We're going to dig into this and more, but first we want to thank all of our regular viewers, as well as welcome anyone who may be new to the channel. Before we dig into the market, we realize that the Tier 3 updates have seemed to gotten away from us, so we want to catch those up. Since the last Tier 3 territory update coverage, we've seen two additional releases. The first one being Genova, Italy. Genova actually saw a pretty good response as the current price sits at 0.128 or 13 cents USD for a tile of Tier 3, with a Tier 2 tile upgrade sitting at 254 in Essence. The following release was Abkhazia, Georgia. With copious oil and rich to moderate gold deposits south of the landing point, it still only saw a Tier 3 tile price of 0.108 or 11 cents USD. Now that does come with a possible upgrade price of 0.345 or just under 35 cents USD to get it to Tier 2. And last but not least, we do have one dropping in the capital of Slovakia. EI Bratislava is going to be opening within the evening of production. When we take a look at this one, we can see that there are multiple areas of population, and depending on where you buy, there are actually several places with various copious resources. So that actually wraps up what's been happening in the world of Tier 3 news. It looks like a few should actually do pretty well this month. Turning our attention to the ecosim market, we can slowly see a rebound in prices as Essence is starting to climb again once more. Earlier in the day, we were seeing multiple sellers in the market dropping common Sidroids for as low as 48 cents inside the marketplace. We can see that the floor is now well above that, but still in the low 50s. We're continuing to rebound from serious bleeding in the market, so these are good signs. Now, resource droids are still seeing a bit of saturation, but prices do seem to be coming back up a little as well. Probably because we and others have not been listening at these recent lows. Looking at the jewel market, it's been pretty solid, staying consistent, with commons at around 8 cents and not much of a discount when buying them crafted. However, there are always fire sales that do pop up. Since we always look at the bottom for civilians, we thought tonight we would switch it up and look at the top. We're going to get crazy. We're going to get wild. We're going to break the recipe. We just thought it would be fun because, as you can see, they range on average from about 3 to 7 USD a piece, compared to their counterparts that sell for a fraction of $1 US. And that about takes care of the current ecosim market conditions. Before we jump into the exciting news about how Essence is performing, we wanted to find a winner for this week's contest. As a reminder, this week's winner is taking home the newly released Dragon Claws Ember Skin. So let's go ahead and congratulate this week's winner, E2 Widget. Congrats on winning, and feel free to reach out to me directly on the E2 socials to claim your prize. You can either get at me on the Earth2 Discord or directly through the Facebook via one of my videos if you don't have me already as a friend. Alright, so let's go ahead and get down to the good stuff and talk about the Essence token. As you may have noticed, if you looked at your portfolio at all today, Essence is totally in the green. And how green is Essence, do you ask? Well, it's been a good week because of the lack of people dumping their tokens, but we've had a major breakout over the last 24 hours, so let's go ahead and take a look at those numbers. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen 133,000 in volume. We're currently sitting at 339,000 in liquidity, with about 1.96 thousand holders, and the token is just over a month old. There have been 51 total transactions, with 29 of them being buys and 22 of them being sells. Currently, Essence token at the time of production is trading at 0.08899, or just under 9 cents USD, and it has a 24-hour gain of 13.91%. Things are truly looking up as liquidity is replaced, and those who have wanted to dump, for the most part, have already done so. Shane has stated that we've seen less and less withdrawals as time goes on, and the market is starting to reflect that sentiment. This has been a pretty solid week for acquisition and the replacement of Essence, if you did in fact use a lot to upgrade your land. We're super glad that you took the time to join us for a midweek market update, and if this is in fact your first time on the channel, we do invite you to hit that subscribe button. Not only do we do near daily updates, but we also have a weekly giveaway, and the community is super cool. It is about that time though. It's time for us to wrap up another week with Essence once again, proving that anything is possible. We must unfortunately say goodbye for now, but as you know, never for very long. As always, we cannot wait to see you in the Earth2 Metaverse.